husband thought he was being clever by bringing his mistress to watch our daughter perform her ballet routine, hiding their connection in the crowded lobby. So, I decided the only appropriate response was to invite her husband to crash our romantic anniversary dinner. I am standing in the fluorescent-lit lobby of the Riverside Dance Academy, clutching a bouquet of pink roses so tightly that a thorn digs into my palm. Across the room, I see them, my husband, Jason, and her. They aren't touching. They aren't even standing particularly close to a stranger. They are just two parents waiting for the show to end. But I know better. I know it by the way she glances at him from beneath her lashes when she thinks the coast is clear. I know it by the way his phone has been vibrating against the dinner table every night for months. I know it by the way he claimed a work crisis would make him late today. Yet he miraculously walked through the glass doors at the exact same moment as this stranger. My name is Alina. I'm 38. I've been married for 15 years, and until this very second, I thought I was going crazy. I'd had my suspicions for months. The late nights at the office that didn't add up on his paycheck, the sudden interest in expensive cologne, the way Jason started hitting the gym 5 days a week after a decade of inactivity. But every time I asked, he made me feel paranoid, jealous like I was the broken one. But now she's here. She's younger, naturally. Early 30s, blonde beach waves, wearing a blazer over jeans in a calculated attempt to look effortless. She's staring at the stage door with the same anxious excitement I am. And then it clicks. She has a daughter here too. Suddenly, the doors swing open and a flood of girls in tutus pours out. A little girl around my daughter Sophie's age runs out and leaps into the blonde woman's arms. I watch Jason smile. It's not a polite stranger on the street smile. It's a soft, familiar smile. He looks like he belongs in that picture. My stomach churns, threatening to empty itself right there on the linoleum. Sophie runs out next, her ballet bun askew and her face flushed with triumph. Mommy, did you see my arabesque? I pick her up, my smile feeling like a porcelain mask that might shatter at any moment. You were perfect, baby. Absolute magic. Jason walks over, his eyes flickering away from the blonde woman instantly. Great job, Soph, he says, smoothing her hair. Where were you? Sophie asks, breathless. Work ran late, he lies effortlessly. But I saw the important parts. He kisses my cheek, and I smell it. Her perfume. It's faint, masked by the gym soap he uses, but it's there. That night, I wait until I hear the shower running. My heart is hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird as I grab Jason's phone from the nightstand. His old passcode, our anniversary, doesn't work. On a sickening hunch, I try April 15th, the date of his first late night. Click. It unlocks. Her name is Carla. They met at the gym. The texts go back 7 months, and they are visceral, disgusting proof of a double life. Can't wait to see you. Wear that blue dress I like. I love you. She doesn't understand me like you do. I feel the bile rise, but I force myself to keep looking. I find her on Instagram the next morning. Carla isn't the single mom she pretends to be for Jason's benefit. Buried in her feed, past the gym selfies and latte art, is a photo from 3 months ago. It shows her kissing a broad-shouldered man on the cheek. The caption reads, "Happy 10th anniversary to my rock, my husband Robert." She's married. She's doing the exact same thing to him that Jason is doing to me. I screenshot everything, every text, every photo, every location tag. Then I track down Robert. He works in construction management, looks like a linebacker, and clearly has no clue his life is a lie. I sit at my kitchen table, trembling, and send him an email. Mr. Dawson, you don't know me, but we need to talk about your wife and my husband. We meet in a park halfway between our towns. Robert looks devastated, like a man who has been punched in the gut. He tells me he checked Carla's phone after reading my email. Our anniversary is next week, he says, his voice hollow. I bought her a diamond necklace. I was going to take her to the place we had our first date. Mine is in 2 weeks, I reply, my voice steel. Jason booked us a table at Merlot's. He loves a public show. He likes people to see us and think we're perfect. Robert looks at me, and a dark understanding passes between us. We are two people standing in the wreckage of our lives holding the match. What if, he says slowly, we give them the anniversary they deserve? On the night of our anniversary, I dress like I'm going to war. I wear the red dress Jason used to love, the one that fits like a second skin. I curl my hair. I apply my lipstick with surgical precision. Jason tells me I look beautiful, completely oblivious that he is walking to his execution. We arrive at Merlot's at 7,000 p.m. The lighting is dim, the tablecloths are white, and the air smells of expensive wine. As the hostess leads us to our semi-private table in the back, Jason freezes. Sitting at the table directly beside ours are Carla and Robert. Jason stops so abruptly I almost bump into him. His face drains of all color, leaving him gray. Carla looks up, drops her fork, and looks like she's seen a ghost. What a coincidence, I announce loudly, beaming a manic smile. Jason, look! It's Carla from the dance academy. And this must be Robert. Robert stands, playing his part perfectly. He reaches out and shakes Jason's trembling hand. Great to finally meet you, man. Carla talks about your daughter constantly. I wave the hostess away. We simply must push the tables together. It's fate. We're both celebrating anniversaries. We sit. Jason looks like he's going to be sick. Carla is pale as a sheet, gripping her napkin until her knuckles turn white. So, I asked, my voice dripping with innocent curiosity, how do you two know each other? Just the gym? Yeah, just the gym, Carla whispers, staring at her water glass. Funny, Robert says, his voice like cold steel. I thought it was more than that, given that you've been sleeping together for 7 months. The silence is absolute. It sucks the air out of the room. We know, I say, dropping the act. The smile vanishes. We've known for weeks. I have the screenshot shots, Jason. The hotels, the gifts, the 15,000 you drained from our savings to play big shot with her. Robert turns to Carla. And you? You told me you wanted another baby 3 months ago. Was the plan to pass this kid off as mine? I can explain. Carla starts to sob, reaching for Robert's hand. He pulls it away as if she burned him. Save it, Robert snaps. He signals the waiter, who looks terrified. 2 bottles of your most expensive champagne. We're celebrating the truth. We force them to sit through dinner. Robert and I eat our steaks. They stare at their plates in terror, unable to swallow a bite. We toast to honesty and new beginnings. By the time we leave, they are broken. Outside the restaurant, Robert and I look at each other. That was everything, he says, letting out a breath he seems to have been holding for weeks. Now, I reply, unlocking my car. I go home and change the locks. The divorce is messy. Jason tries to manipulate me, begging for counseling, claiming it was a mistake caused by stress. But I have a shark of a lawyer named Patricia. We use the financial evidence of his affair to secure the house and primary custody of Sophie. Robert does the same with Carla. In the wreckage of our old lives, Robert and I cling to each other. It starts as coffee to vent about lawyers and custody schedules. Then it becomes dinner, where we talk about everything but them. We bond over the trauma, yes, but we also discover we laugh at the same things. 6 months later, I take him as my date to a wedding. Is this weird? He asks, squeezing my hand as we walk into the venue. A little, I admit, leaning into him, but a good weird. Our exes, meanwhile, try to validate their destruction. They move in together. They try to spin the narrative, telling Sophie and Carla's daughter Mia that we are the ones moving too fast, that we are the confusing ones. It all comes to a head at the spring dance recital. All 4 of us are there. The tension in the lobby is thick enough to choke on. But then Sophie and Mia, who have become best friends through the shared trauma, run up to us, begging for ice cream. We end up at the ice cream shop. Me, Robert, Jason, and Carla. The atmosphere is icy. Look, I say to the group, breaking the silence. Our daughters are friends. They are innocent in this. We don't have to like each other, but for their sake, we need a truce. Jason looks at Sophie, who is laughing with Mia in the corner, and the shame finally seems to hit him. He nods. Agreed. A truce. 1 year later, the air is warm and smells of freshly cut grass. Robert and I are sitting on my back porch drinking iced tea. The girls are performing an elaborate made-up dance routine in the yard, giggling uncontrollably. Robert turns to me, his expression serious. He pulls out a velvet ring box and takes a breath. You showed me what real partnership looks like, he says softly. You showed me that love doesn't have to be a lie. Will you marry me? I look at the man who helped me burn my old life down so we could build a better one. Yes, I say. 1,000 times yes. Later that night, as the girls are asleep and Robert is heading home, I get a text from Jason. Sophie told me about the engagement. Congratulations. You deserve to be happy. I stare at the screen for a moment. A year ago, this text would have made me cry. Now, I feel nothing. I don't reply. I just delete the message and lock my phone. My future isn't about Jason anymore. It's about the man who held my hand through the fire, the family we've rebuilt from the ashes, and the fact that I didn't just survive the betrayal, I thrived in spite of it.